Today on The Doctors, where MD meets TV.
Coming up, we're showing you a revolutionary procedure that can end your hip pain once and for all.
He said, well, you have arthritis developing. He advised me at that point to try to avoid doing a lot of physical activity. Unfortunately, I was like the opposite personality, so I went ahead and did year-round sports. By the time I was a junior in college, it was hurting all the time. I just knew that I was going to have some kind of surgery on it.
Pain in your hips can affect every area of your life, especially when it comes to being physically active, but there is an alternative to hip replacements available, and maybe, just maybe, it's the option that you've been waiting for. Ask Beth.
I was diagnosed with congenital hip dysplasia. I had a series of hip surgeries and braces to correct the deformity. When I was about 14 years old, I started having really bad hip pain. We went to the doctor, and he said, well, you have arthritis developing. He advised me at that point to try to avoid doing a lot of physical activity. Unfortunately, I was like the opposite personality, so I went ahead and did year-round sports. By the time I was a junior in college, it was hurting all the time. I just knew that I was going to have some kind of surgery on it. I went to this doctor, and the options were a total hip replacement, or he said he could fuse my hip together. Neither one of those were good options for a 20-year-old. I read about this hip resurfacing, and it just sounded like this is what I need. When I woke up from the surgery, I felt like it was the first day of my new life. I'm just so grateful that I was able to be a mom. I have been able to carry them around on my hip, play with them, run with them. I recently did a triathlon. I actually ended up doing really well. When I crossed the finish line, I felt strong, I felt really good, and to kind of feel that sense of accomplishment and how far things had come in 10 years, it was just a wonderful feeling.
We're happy to have Beth here with us today. So you've 10 years strong now. And what's been the best part of this whole journey for you since the surgery?
Without a doubt, the best thing has been that I was able to become a mom. That concerned me before. How is it going to be able to raise my kids when I could hardly walk? So, you know, I have 4 kids now, another one on the way, and I'm just, I love that I can play with them and chase them around, and I can do all those motherly responsibilities that are very physically demanding with great ease, and it's just something I really try not to take for granted because I know how it was before. So.
And people don't realize with arthritis of any joint, particularly the hip joint, it can be so devastating. We have Dr. Thomas Schmalzried here. He's the director of the Joint Replacement Institute at St. Vincent's Medical Center here in Los Angeles. He's going to talk a little bit more about this surgery, which is, it's such a great option for people like Beth, is it not?
We've got a growing number of young adults who want to maintain healthy, active lifestyles, but they've been slowed down because of arthritis from a congenital deformity or trauma. So hip resurfacing provides them an option where you're less invasive of the skeleton. It preserves more bone. They're showing an animation here where you can see that the femur is recapped. It's like putting a retread on your car tires. And it saves the skeleton so that if you need a hip replacement later in life, you've got good bone stock for that second operation.
And we actually have some footage of the surgery itself that everyone can look at, and this is the hip resurfacing procedure in action.
What you're actually seeing is that's the femoral head after it's been machined. Some drill holes are being made in order to increase the surface area for fixation using bone cement, which you'll see in just a minute. The white substance that you see there is an acrylic that starts off soft, and then it hardens up to mold the two pieces together. You remove the excess, and there you go with the nice, smooth, shiny surface.
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
It is.
That's amazing. That's fantastic.
Well, and Beth, she's amazing. I mean, so much credit goes to her. And there's a whole generation of people like her that are unfortunately disabled prematurely, but they're motivated to get better. When she does her job, if the surgeon does his job, you're going to have a great result just like Beth.
Beth's on the right track.
She
though.
is.
Yeah, because you want to exercise, keep your bones strong, and prevent osteoporosis. Keep getting that because you want to maintain what he's fixed. So you want to eat the calcium and the vitamin D and avoid smoking. And I know you're going to do it because you're leading a healthy lifestyle with that triathlon.
Thank you, Dr.
Yeah.
Schmalzried, for being here.